Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Jaya Prabhupada, Jaya Prabhupada, Prabhupada, Jaya Prabhupada, Jaya Gurudeva, Jaya Gurudeva, Gurudeva, Jaya Gurudeva. Om Jnanatimirandasya ज्ञानाञ्जनशलाकया चक्षुरोन्मिलितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरुवे नमः। श्रीचैतन्यमनोभीष्टं स्थापितं येन भूतले स्वयं रूपा कदा मह्यं ददान्ति स्वपदान्तिकं वन्देऽहं श्रीगुरु श्रीयुतपदकमलं श्रीगुरुर्वैष्णवांश्च श्रीरूपं साग्रजातां सहगण रघुनाथान्वितं तं सजीवं साद्वैतं सावधूतं परिजनसहितं कृष्ण चैतन्य देवं श्रीराधा कृष्णपादान् सगणललिता श्रीविशाखान्वितांश्च नमो विष्णुपादाय कृष्णप्रेष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमते भक्तिवेदान्त स्वामिनिति नामिने नमस्ते सरस्वती देवी गौरवाणी प्रचारिणी निर्विशेष शून्यवादी पाश्चात्य देशतारिणी जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैता गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौर भक्त वृंद हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 रामा राम राम हरे हरे. Hare Krishna, dear devotees. Welcome back to our weekly Chaitanya Charitamrita session. So I'll just quickly share my screen. Um, yeah. Okay. So now we have started the 25th chapter of the Madhya Lila. That is the last chapter in the Madhya Lila, and the title of the chapter is Lord Chaitanya turns all the residents of Varanasi into Vaishnavas, like that. So our Krishnaraj Kaviraj Goswami, uh, yeah, because he had started, as we had all discussed many times before, Krishnaraj Kaviraj Goswami in his very old age, that he was 90 plus, so like something like 94 years he was when he was writing the Chaitanya Charitamrita. So he always was in a completely mood of surrender to the Supreme Lord and completely begging the mercy of Lord Gauranitai, of Krishna, and continuously praying that hope I'll be able to complete this huge task of Chaitanya Leela, of Chaitanya Charitamrita, and he always says the glories of Lord Chaitanya is like 1,000 every throughout the whole of entire creation. If 1,000 mouth of Anantasesha chants the glories of Lord Chaitanya or chants the what all Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu did, still it will not be sufficient. So that was impossible, but still it was a Herculean task. And for his old age he was like completely dependent, and he was really thinking that I may not be able to finish it. So what he has done is all the important aspects he has already mentioned in the Adi Leela, so that at least people have an idea of what all Chaitanya Mahaprabhu did, just in case he cannot finish the book. And at least that way the glory of Lord Chaitanya, the magnanimity of Lord Chaitanya, the compassionate nature of Lord Chaitanya, the divinity of Lord Chaitanya is known to the readers. So all the snippets of all the important events he has already captured in the Adi Leela, so that at least people get an idea like, oh, like this something had happened, and then elaborate in the due course of time, praying to the Lord that hope I'll be able to elaborate. So now we have reached the place where Lord Chaitanya is in. So we know that he is in Varanasi, and he instructed Sanatan Goswami for 2 months, and last sessions were all for many sessions we discussed about the discussion between Lord Chaitanya and Sanatana Goswami. And then Sanatana Goswami finally he starts writing, and Mahaprabhu gives all the important aspects what his book should deliver. And then so that ends there. And now Lord is in Varanasi, and the Varanasi Kshetra is like at that time, so it was like 100% was filled with Mayavadis. It was just filled with Mayavadis, and very Shankara aspects they had, like impersonalism was the highlight. And devotees were very handful. We had one that Brahmana, Rajputa Brahmana, then we had Chandrasekhara, then we had Sanatana Goswami, then we had Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, then we had Tapan Mishra. The 5-6 people were there, and they were always constantly thinking how to deliver. Mahaprabhu was there, and even the devotees of Mahaprabhu are equally compassionate. So now that description of there was a Mayavad leader, that is Prakashananda Saraswati, and how he had 60,000 followers, and how Mahaprabhu, without any argument, simply by his way of behavior and simple words, how he converts them, means transforms them, is the main highlight of this particular chapter. But before beginning actual topic, again, Krishna's Kaviraj Goswami mentions that these things were already mentioned in the Adi Leela, and then he glorifies Mahaprabhu, and then he actually comes to the story. So we are in that particular position now. So Lalita Mataji, you can read 25.38.
Hare Krishna Mataji.
Hare Krishna.
Yeah. Tadva idam bhuvana mangala mangalaya dhyane smanodarashitam tu upasakanam tasmai namo bhagavate anuvidhema tubhyam yo anadhrito naraka bhagber asat prasangaihi. Translation by His Divine Grace Srila Prabhupada ki jai. O most auspicious one, for our benefit, you enable our worship of you by manifesting your transcendental form, which you show to us in our meditation. We offer our respectful obeisances unto you, the Supreme Person, and we worship you, whom impersonalists do not accept due to their poor fund of knowledge. Thus, they are liable to descend into a hellish condition. But this is quotation from Srimad Bhagavatam 3.9.4. Hare Krishna Mataji, thank you so much.
Recitation. No, here, so before, see, now we understood the highlight of this chapter is how Mahaprabhu converts the heart of the transcendent, the impersonalist. So here, Krishna's Kaviraj Goswami picks up the verses from the Srimad Bhagavatam, where the supremacy, the glory of Lord Chaitanya, of Lord Krishna, his personal form is there, is highlighted, and how the impersonalist or impersonalist thought are condemned. So how when we say the Lord is formless, that is really a big aparat towards the Lord. So on those aspects, he's just highlighting the fact that how important it is to worship the personal feature of the Lord. So based on that, he's quoting the Bhagavatam shlokas. Shobha Mataji.
Hare Krishna, Dandat Pranam Mataji, Krishna Kaviraj Goswami ki jai. 25.39 shloka. Avajananti mamoda manushim tanam ashritam param bhavam ajananto mama bhuta maheshwaram. Synonymous translation and purport by Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Fools disrespect me because I appear like a human being. They do not know my supreme position as the cause of all causes, the creator of the material energy. But this is a quotation from the Bhagavad Gita, 9th chapter, 11th shloka. Haribol, thank you, Mataji.
Hare Krishna. So here, what is happening is that is again Krishna Kaviraj Goswami speaking, where Krishna tells in the Bhagavad Gita that when I appear as a human being, fools consider me as normal as any other. But this Krishna already told, Janma karma chame divam evam yo vekti tattva tyaktva deham punarjanam naitima veti swarjana. My birth and my appearance and my activities are transcendental, but fools do not understand and they consider me as ordinary as they are, and hence they commit aparadhs. So this Kaviraj Goswami highlights. Yes, Sudha Mataji.
तानहं विशतः क्रूरान् संसारेषु नराधमान् क्षिपामि अजस्रमशुभम् आसुरस्वेव योनिषु. Translation and purport by Divine Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Those who are envious of my form, who are cruel and mischievous and the lowest among men, are perpetually cast by me into hellish existence in various demonic species of life. Purport, this is also a quotation from the Bhagavad Gita 16.9. Thank you, Mataji.
Yeah. So again, here is the shloka picked up from Bhagavad Gita. How the impersonal aspect is such a
Mataji, you're on mute, Mataji.
cannot hear. You cannot hear me. Hare
No,
Krishna.
Mataji. No, you're audible. Hare Krishna. Audible, Mataji.
Audible.
Sorry. It was, I think, from my side. Okay, sorry.
Okay. So here he says that how the impersonal aspect is so much bewildering, and it's so much of aparad, or it is perpetually can cast me to hellish existence if somebody considers the Supreme Lord as as something which has no form, means it is just an idea. Many people consider that the Lord is just an idea rather than he has a form, he accepts, he can we can develop a relationship with the Lord. He is the one who is the loving Father. So these aspects are very difficult for many people actually. So on those things, Kaviraj Goswami is highlighting. Radhika Mataji. Okay, Radhika.
Hare Krishna, Mataji, I am here.
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna.
सूत्रेरा परिणामवादातः नामानीया विवर्तवादास्तापे व्यासभरान्त बल्या. Translation by Srila Prabhupada Jai. Not accepting the transformation of energy, Sripada Sankaracharya has tried to establish the theory of illusion under the plea that Vyasadeva has made a mistake. Perfect. For an explanation of this verse, one may refer to Adi Lila, chapter 7, verses 1 to 1, 1 to 6. Thank you, Mataji. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. So in this Adi Lila, what the point is, so that was the situation at that time where the Buddhist philosophy was very rampant, where it was said that there are no Vedas, there is no concept of Veda. And so the Vedas were completely eradicated. So then Shankaracharya comes into picture. That is something around 500 AD, I think, or 900 AD, something like that. So he comes into picture, and the point is now people are thinking there is no Vedas only. So there is no rule that is guiding them, and they can do anything. So there was lot of animal sacrifices started happening because little bit of from the previous yugas that animal sacrifice concept was there in the yagas and yagyas, but that concept is totally different. That is to give life to an old animal. But then here rampant killing of animals started happening after the Buddhist philosophy. So then what happened is that Nirvana concept came, and they said there is no Vedas. Then Shankaracharya comes into this one. His philosophy comes, and he says that now if we tell the people that there is Vedas, and then beyond that there is a personal feature, personal aspect of the Lord, and the essence of the Vedas is you need to surrender your life to that supreme personality, then it becomes a very difficult big leap for the people in general, because they are in the conception there is no Vedas, there is nothing that controls us, we can do whatever we want. But then if that is the understanding, that is a double jump it is. So one step at a time. In that concept he said Vedas is there, Vedas is existing, Vedas is true, Vedas is the words of the Lord, and the Vedas say that everybody is God. So you are God, I am God. So you do so that you will become God. Right now you are in illusion, so that you do not understand your godliness. So once you are in this path, then you will become God. So that was the theory, that was the thing that was propagated. And the Supreme Lord, his personal feature was not highlighted. The Brahman feature, the he is like a light, the Brahma Jyoti feature. The Paramatma and Bhagavan feature is there. We focus on the Bhagavan feature of the Supreme Lord, and the impersonalists, they focus on the Brahman feature, the Brahma Jyoti feature. That is like right now we are in illusion, we get an understanding, then we become God, and then we merge with the Lord, and we are all same that time. So then what happens, people get a little excited to follow that concept, because okay, if you follow the Vedas you'll become God. Okay, let us follow the Vedas. So Shankaracharya had to bring them to a step where they accept the Vedas. That was the first step, and beyond that is, Vedeshus, the understanding of the Vedas is to understand that the Lord is the supreme personality of Godhead, and we are the eternal servants. Now that is the second step. So that which the Madhvas Dvaita, Advaita, and all that philosophy comes into existence after that. So Shankaracharya had a purpose to bring that. That is that. But Shankaracharya went north, south, throughout the India. He went everywhere and preached this impersonalism. So it was a very big, difficult task for the Vaishnavas to make them understand that Lord and we are never one. We are always Anu, and we are always Anu, and Lord is always Vibhu. So that was a big Herculean task for the Vaishnavas after that. But what everybody had a purpose, because Shankaracharya is none other than Lord incarnation of Lord Shiva himself. So, and then at the end, he told that Bhaja Govindam. So, he said that yes, he brought people to understanding that Vedas is existing, but then he actually gives the understanding it's only Bhaja Govindam. Govindam is the supreme. But that was not so much spread, and so only a very portion of the people accepted that. But otherwise, people are very happy thinking that we will become God soon. Like that. Sumati Mataji.
Hare Krishna Mataji. एयिता एयिता कल्पिता अर्था माने नाही भाया शास्त्र चाडी कुकल्पना आषंडे भुजाया. Translation and purport by His Divine Grace A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada ki Jai. Sri Pada Shankaracharya has given his interpretation an imaginary meaning. It does not actually appeal to the mind of any sane man. He has done this to convince the atheists and bring them under his control. Should I read the purport, Mataji?
Yes, yes.
Purport. Sripada Shankaracharya's propaganda opposed the atheistic philosophy of Buddha. Lord Buddha's intention was to stop atheists from committing the sin of killing animals. Atheists cannot understand God. Therefore, Lord Buddha appeared and spread the philosophy of non-violence to keep the atheists from killing animals. Unless one is free from the sin of animal killing, he cannot understand religion or God. Although Lord Buddha was an incarnation of Krishna, he did not speak about God, for the people were unable to understand. He simply wanted to stop animal killing. Sri Pada Shankaracharya wanted to establish the predominance of one's spiritual identity. Therefore, he wanted to convert the atheists through an imaginary interpretation of the Vedic literatures. These are the secrets of the Acharyas. Sometimes they conceal the real purport of the Vedas and explain the Vedas in a different way. Sometimes they enunciate a different theory just to bring the atheists under their control. Thus, it is said that Shankara's philosophy is for Pashandas, atheists. Hare Krishna.
Yeah, we just discussed it, just to bring them to one step. Because too many steps, if he said nobody will accept, he introduced the impersonal philosophy, Mayavad philosophy. Padma Mataji. Yes. Can't hear.
Hare Krishna Mataji.
Yes.
Yeah. परमार्था विचार गेला करी मात्र वादा कान मुक्ति पावे कान कृष्णेरा प्रसादा. Translation by Srila Prabhupada ki Jai. The atheists, headed by the Mayavadi philosophers, do not care for liberation or Krishna's mercy. They simply continue to put forward false arguments and counter theories to atheistic philosophy, not considering or engineering or engaging in spiritual matters. Thank you, Mataji.
So here the follies of the Mayavadis are told that they do not means for liberation of Krishna's mercy. Their concept is they have their own arguments which they put forward because the aim is to become God rather than to become the servants of God. Uma Mataji.
Hare Krishna Mataji.
Yes.
44.
Yes.
व्याससूत्रेण अर्था आचार्य करियाचे अच्छंदन इह या सत्या श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य वचन. Translation by A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada ki Jai. The conclusion is that the import of the Vedanta Sutra is covered by the imaginary explanation of Sri Shankaracharya. Whatever Sri Krishna Chaitanya Mahaprabhu has said is perfectly true.
Finally, Mahaprabhu Krishna Kaviraj Goswami is saying that this is the misinterpretation So whatever Sri Krishna Chaitanya Mahaprabhu has proclaimed, that is the ultimate truth. Krishnamurti Prabhuji, Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna Mataji.
Hare Krishna.
चैतन्य गोसानी ये कही सेई माता सारा हारा याता माता सेई सभा चर करा. Translation by A.C. Bhakti Prabhupada ki jai. Little bit scroll Mataji.
Acha, can't see.
Whatever meaning Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu gives is perfect. Any other interpretation is only a distortion. Hare Krishna Mataji.
Distortion or disturbance like that. Shobha Mataji.
Hare Krishna Mataji, Dandal Pranam. 25th chapter, 46th sloka. Vetakahi seyi kare Krishna Sangitana Suni Prakashananda Kitu Kahe na Bachana. Krishna's Kaviraj Gosam ki jai. Synonymous and translation by A.C. Bhaktivedanta Prabhupada, Srila Prabhupada. After saying this, the disciple of Prakashananda Saraswati began to chant the holy name of Krishna. Hearing this, Prakashananda Saraswati made the following statement. Haribol, thank you,
So
Mataji.
this disciple of Prakashananda Saraswati had come. They had given an invitation to Lord Chaitanya, and he had come to bring Chaitanya. So by Mahaprabhu's association, he chanted the holy name of Krishna, and now Prakashananda Saraswati is speaking, beginning to speak. Now the story comes. Yes, Lalita Mataji.
Hare Krishna Mataji, may I read?
Yes, yes.
Yes, Mataji, Hare Krishna. आचार्येर आग्रह अद्वैतवाद स्थापिते ताते सूत्रार्थे व्याख्या करे अन्य रीते. Translation by Divine Grace Srila Prabhupada, Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Prakashananda Saraswati said, Shankaracharya was very eager to establish the philosophy of monism. Therefore, he explained the Vedanta Sutra or Vedanta philosophy in a different way to support monistic philosophy. Hare Krishna.
We'll see what further happens. Sudha Mataji. Sudha Mataji.
Hare Krishna Mataji, Pranam.
Pranam.
Bhagavata mani Advaita Nayaya Sthapana Ata Eva Shobha Shastra Karaye Kandhana. Translation by Divine Grace Srila Prabhupada ki jai. If one accepts the personality of Godhead, the philosophy that maintains that God and the living entity are one cannot be established. Therefore, Shankaracharya argued against and refuted all kinds of revealed scriptures. Thank you, Mataji. Hare Krishna.
If one, so Shankaracharya, although he knew that there is a personal form of the Lord, then the philosophy that maintains God and living entity are one cannot be established. So right now he had to establish that. Afterwards we can give the personal feature. So he had to argue against the scriptures. Although it is not that Shankaracharya did not know, but for the time and place, that kind of philosophy had to be propagated. Jayanta Mahalakshmi Mataji.
Hare Krishna Mataji, and pronounce. ये ग्रंथ कर्ता चाहे स्वमत स्थापिते शास्त्रे सहज अर्थ नाहे तान्हा हाइते. Anyone who wants to establish his own opinion or philosophy certainly cannot explain any scripture according to the principle of direct interpretation. Hare Krishna.
Yeah, if
Thank
we
you.
have an idea of establishing our own opinion, then we cannot follow the direct interpretation. Shameshwari.
Hare Krishna Mataji.
Yes.
CC Madhya, text 25.50. मीमांसा का कहे ईश्वर हया कर्मेरा अंगा सांख्या कहे जग तेरा प्रकृति कर्म प्रसंगा. Translation by Srila Prabhupada ki jai. The Mimamsaka philosophers conclude that if there is a God, he is subject to our fruitive activities. Similarly, the Sankhya philosophers who analyze the cosmic manifestation say that the cause of the cosmos is material nature. Thank you, Mataji.
So there are different philosophers that are existing always in time. And we are fortunate that we have access to the right philosophy, because it is very difficult, because if a particular philosophy is very predominantly prominent all over the place, then common people tend to follow it. And the in that communalism, to think through and cut through the common flow and understand the direct actual interpretation and come out is a very difficult thing. See, now we are all regular people, and because we have got the Krishna consciousness, and because Srila Prabhupada has tried so much to spread the Krishna consciousness philosophy all throughout the world. Every nook and corner of the world today has this Krishna consciousness uh, going on somewhere, or the small ISKCON centers, big ISKCON temples are there. So people have an access. Still, people have an access if they want. Little if they go around, they can speak. But then, so for us, we are very regular people. So whatever is in the move, we take it. And then because it matches with our intelligence, and we are given the intelligence of the scriptures, the support of the scriptures, then we have the acharyas, then we have the parampara, then we have the devotees, then we have the association, then we have the mahamantra. We understand that yes, this is correct, but somebody should be there to give it also, na? That is one thing. And suppose there is something else that was very much prevalent, and for us to understand, no, this is not correct, either we understand this is not correct and then we just leave and do whatever we want to do, but to cut through and understand what is correct, all that is very difficult for common people. So here what it is told is, so the wrong philosophers were always existing in time, and now we are fortunate that we have access to the right philosophy. That is a very rare thing which we have got, because just now Mahaprabhu 500 years back he has come, just now Srila Prabhupada just 100 years back, and just now we had Lord Krishna, who was advented in his personal direct form, that is just 5,000 years back, and we have got access to this philosophy is our greatest fortune. So what has happened is Mimamsaka philosophy. This is one particular, if you remember, in the Krishna book or in the Bhagavatam, when Nanda Maharaja is performing that Govardhan Lila pastime comes, that is before performing the Govardhana Puja, actually Nanda Maharaja and all the residents of Vrindavana had paraphernalia ready for the puja, Indra Puja. They did not want, they were not thinking of the Govardhana Puja at that time. They had done everything ready for the Indra Puja. At that time, Krishna comes and tells his father that, why are you doing this Indra Puja? You should do Govardhana Puja. And then Nanda Maharaj is like, why we have been, from generations, we have been doing this Indra Puja. Why you are telling about Govardhana Puja? At that time, Krishna has spoken this Mimamsaka philosophy simply to deviate the mind of Nanda Maharaj, so that the Vrindavan Vasis finally start doing the Govardhana Puja, which is the ultimate beneficiary thing. So now here Mimamsaka philosophy, what he was telling is, we are we do the no the Govardhana, what is that? Indra is supposed to give rain. That is his service, because he is been administered for his rain god. He is supposed to give rain. But for us, for our cows, the support is by the Govardhana hill, because the Govardhana hill has all the grasses on that, and our cows eat those grasses, and Govardhan is giving shelter. So we have to worship Govardhan. We don't have to worship Indra. So that is Prabhupada writes in that simply to delude Nanda Maharaj. Krishna speaks the Mimamsaka philosophy at that time. So that is this Mimamsaka philosophy, where it is if there is God, he is subject to a fruitive activity. That if we do something, he is obliged to give returns. That is what is the Mimamsaka philosophy. And similarly, the Sankhya philosophy analyze the cosmos. And Sankhya means they really see now understanding that we are the spirit soul, not the body. That is also a Sankhya philosophy. That is, they analyze slowly, like piece by piece, they analyze. That is Sankhya philosophy. And they analyze the cosmic mind. We say that the cosmos is the creation material nature. That is that Big Bang theory only. That is the material nature. Over a period of time, something happens to the material nature, and this cosmos comes into creation. So these are all the deluding philosophy which are already always existed in time. Krishnamurti Prabhuji. So it is not easy to be a Vaishnava actually. People have really struggled over a period of time, and today we have got it like in the plate ready just to eat. We have to just on. We don't have to break our head to understand what is right, what is not right, what we have to do, what we don't. It's all ready. It's all done for us. We have to just follow. We don't have to do any research. We don't have to fight with anybody. We don't have to compete with anything. So we, for us, all everything is ready made. Actually, we are really in a fortunate position. Sorry, Prabhuji. Krishnamurti. Yes.
हरे कृष्ण माता जी। न्याय कहे परमाणु हैते विश्वहाय मायावादी निर्विशेष ब्रह्मे हेतु काया। Translation by A.C. Bhaktivedanta Prabhupada today. The followers of Nyaya, the philosophy of logic, maintain that the no atom is the cause of the cosmic manifestation, and the Mayavadi philosophers maintain that the impersonal Brahman effulgence is the cause of the cosmic manifestation. Hare Krishna
Mayavadi
Mataji.
impersonal Brahman effulgence is that Brahma Jyoti. That is Brahma Jyoti. Everything is Brahma Jyoti. We go back to Brahma Jyoti. We have come from Brahma Jyoti. Finally, we will become Brahma Jyoti. So this is the concept of Mayavadi philosophy. Sudha Mataji.
Hare Krishna Mataji, Pranam. पतंजल कहे ईश्वर हय स्वरूप ज्ञान वेद मते कहे तारे स्वयं भगवान. Translation by Divine Srila Prabhupada, Srila Prabhupada ki Jai. The Patanjala philosophers say that when one is self-realized, he understands the Lord. Similarly, according to the Vedas and Vedic principles, the original cause is the Supreme Personality of God. Thank you, Mataji.
Padma Mataji.
Hare Krishna Mataji.
Yes.
Chayera Chaya Mata Vyasa Kaina Avatana Sei Sab Sutra Lana Vedanta Varnana. Translation by Srila Prabhupada, Srila Prabhupada ki Jai. After studying the 6 philosophical theses, Vyasadeva completely summarized them all in the aphorism of Vedanta philosophy.
Aphorisms means that Vedanta Sutra. So, Vyasadeva, when he was writing the different scriptures, so he referred through all the Vedanta Sutras, the Vedic literatures, and as it is, he referred through all the Vedas. Then he has given us the 4 Vedas and what is God, what is reality. All these things has been scrutinizingly worked on by Vyasadeva. When we have received the Vedic literature in the written form, it has been scrutinizingly worked through by referring to all the theories. So he has referred for 6 philosophical theses. Lalita Mataji.
Yeah, Hare Krishna Mataji. Chayera Chayamata Vyasa Kaila Avatana.
No. Wait. Next one.
Oh, not changed. I'm sorry, Mataji.
Yes.
वेदांत माटे ब्रह्म साकर निरूपण निर्गुण व्यतिरेके थी हो हयाता सगुण. Translation by His Divine Grace Srila Prabhupada, Srila Prabhupada ki Jai. According to Vedanta philosophy, the absolute truth is a person. When the word nirguna, without qualities, is used, it is to be understood that the Lord has attributes that are totally spiritual.
So there is always a discussion, and people really argue on philosophical aspects. They say that Krishna is called as Nirguna. Then actually the idea is, means Nirguna means they said that there are no gunas. So he has no form like that. But Vaishnavas say that Nirguna means he does not have material qualities. So these are always the debatable points which the Mayavadis and the Vaishnavas they talk upon, they debate upon. And just now who read? Sudha Mataji read, huh?
I read. Just now I read.
Sudha, na?
I read.
Lalita. Okay,
Hare
sorry.
Krishna,
Sudha.
Hare Krishna. परम कारण ईश्वर केह नाही माने स्वस्व मत स्थापे पर मतेरा खंडने. Translation by Divine Grace Srila Prabhupada, Srila Prabhupada ki Jai. Of the philosophers mentioned, none really cares for the Supreme Personality of Godhead, the cause of all causes. They are always busy refuting the philosophical theories of others and establishing their own. Thank you, Mataji.
This is the unfortunate situation. Shameshwari Mataji.
Hare Krishna Mataji. CC Madhya Lila, chapter text 56. नाही जाने महाजन ये कहे से सत्य मानी. Translation by Srila Prabhupada. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. By studying the six philosophical theories, one cannot reach the absolute truth. It is therefore our duty to follow the path of the Mahajanas, the authorities. Whatever they say should be accepted as the supreme truth.
So here very important point is simply by studying the philosophical theories, we cannot come to any conclusions. For us, it's only Mahajanera Gatasa Pantaha. That is one who is a Mahajan. So their description, how they appear, how they live by their examples is there in the Bhagavatam, is there in the scriptures. Only by following their path by authorities who are in the parampara, like now Srila Prabhupada, he is in the parampara, authorized parampara. Then only what they say for us that can be accepted as a truth. Because by ourselves, by our little intelligence, if we try to dissect it, it is impossible. Yes, you can read the purport, Mataji.
Purport by Srila Prabhupada. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. In his Amrit Pravaha Bhashya, Srila Bhakti Vinod Thakura gives the following summary of the six philosophical processes. Prakashananda admitted that Sripad Shankaracharya, being very eager to establish his philosophy of monism, took shelter of Vedanta philosophy and tried to explain it in his own way. The fact is, however, that if one accepts the existence of God, one certainly cannot establish the theory of monism. For this reason, Shankaracharya refuted all the kinds of Vedic literature that establishes the supremacy of the personality of Godhead. In various ways, Shankaracharya has tried to refute the Vedic literature. Throughout the world, 99% of the philosophers following in the footsteps of Shankaracharya refuse to accept the supreme personality of Godhead. Instead, they try to establish their own.
What happened?
Just a minute. My screen is stuck actually.
Okay, till you find, I'll read. Have you found? Yeah.
Yeah.
Found?
Their own, their own opinions. It is typical of Indian philosophers to want to establish their own opinions and refute those.
Instead, they try to establish their own opinion. It's typical, yeah.
That if there is a God, he must be under the laws of fruitive activity. In other words, if one performs his duties very nicely in the material world, God is obliged to give one the desired result. According to these philosophers, there is no need to become a devotee of God. If one strictly follows moral principles, one will be recognized by the Lord, who will give the desired reward. Such philosophers do not accept the Vedic principle of Bhakti Yoga. Instead, they give stress to following one's prescribed duty.
So this is a lower form. That is, you just do your duty and be a goody person and be a nice person. That nice is what nice. That is a different thing altogether. And then God will do. Why you have to be a typical like, oh my God, come leave everything and chant Hare Krishna and go to temple and do devotion. All that you don't have to do. Be a nice person. Be in your own world. Take care of your family, and that's good enough. That is that philosophy. Yes, second one.
Yeah, second, aesthetic Sankhya philosophers
Atheistic.
Okay, atheistic Sankhya philosophers.
Atheistic Sankhya philosophers like Kapila analyze the material elements very scrutinizingly. If your screen is right, you can continue. Very scrutinizingly, and thereby come to the conclusion that material nature is the cause of everything. They do not accept the supreme personality of Godhead as the cause of all causes.
The creation.
Third one.
Yes. Shall I repeat again?
No, third one you read.
Yeah, okay. Fourth, Mayavadi philosopher.
Third.
Okay, I'll repeat. Nyaya philosophers like Gautama and Kanad have accepted a combination of atoms as the original cause of the creation. Fourth, Mayavadi philosophers say that everything is an illusion. Heeded by philosophers like Ashtavakra, they stress the impersonal Brahmin essence as the cause of everything. Fifth, philosophers following the precepts of Patanjali practice Raja Yoga. They imagine a form of the absolute truth within many forms. That is their process of self realization. All five of these philosophies completely reject Vyasdeva wrote Vedanta Sutra and taking the essence of all Vedic literature established the supremacy of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. All five kinds of philosophers mentioned above understand that impersonal Brahman is without material qualities, and they believe that when the personality of Godhead appears, he is contaminated and covered by the material qualities. The technical term used is Saguna. They speak of Saguna Brahman and Nirguna Brahman. For them, Nirguna Brahman means the impersonal absolute truth without any material qualities. And Saguna Brahman means the absolute truth that accepts the contamination of material qualities. More or less, this kind of philosophical speculation is called Mayavada philosophy.
So point is, when Lord comes down in this material nature, the idea is when Lord says Janma Karma Chami Divyam, Divyam means transcendence. That is when he comes down and appears as a regular human being, still he does not give up his transcendental form. Still his body is transcendental, it's spiritual. He does not get affected by the material modes. That is the understanding of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. We human beings, when we take birth, immediately we are affected by the material modes of matter. They encompass us and we are immediately down with the different modes of material nature, like sattva, rajas, tama, based on your previous desires and all those things. The point is, jiva gets affected by the material modes, whereas the Supreme Lord, whenever he appears, he is always transcendental and there is no point of he being affected. But the different philosophies, either they say that he doesn't have a form only, or they say that he has a form like a human being. He also gets affected by the material modes. So these are the different various philosophies that have been given. You read, continue reading.
Okay, Mataji.
That for them, Nirguna Brahman means impersonal absolute
Yes.
truth without any material qualities.
Yes. More or less, this kind of philosophy that the absolute truth is transcendental. He is always complete with full spiritual qualities. The five philosophers mentioned is called
Mentioned above do not accept Lord Vishnu as a supreme personality of Godhead, but they are very busy refuting the philosophy of other schools. There are 6 kinds of philosophical processes in India. Because Vyasadeva is the Vedic authority, he is known as Veda Vyasa. His philosophical explanation of the Vedanta Sutra is accepted by devotees. As Krishna confirms in the Bhagavad Gita 15:15, you will read now.
Yes, Mataji. Sarvasya chaham hृदि सन्निविष्टो मत्तः स्मृतिर्ज्ञानम् अपोहनं च वेदैश्च सर्वैरहम् एव वेद्यो वेदान्
Vedanta Kratve
Vedantakrit
Videya.
Veda Vidheva Chaham.
I am to be known. Indeed, I am the compiler of Vedanta and I am the knower of the Vedas. The ultimate goal of studying all Vedic literature is the acceptance of Krishna as the Supreme Personality of Godhead. The Krishna consciousness movement is propagating the philosophical conclusion of Srila Vyasadeva and following other great acharyas like Ramanujacharya, Madhvacharya, Vishnu Swami Nimbarka, and Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu himself. Thank you,
So
Mataji.
these are the real authorities, that is Sri Sampradaya, the Madhva Sampradaya, the Nimbarka Sampradaya, the Sri Sampradaya. So these are the different authorized Brahma Madhva Gaudiya Vaishnava Sampradaya which we are following. These are the authorized Sampradaya. So in that authorized Sampradaya, we understand the personal feature and personal form and qualities of the Supreme Personality of God. Lalita Mataji.
Yes, Mataji. Yeah, Hare Krishna. Yeah. तर्को अप्रतिष्ठ श्रुतयो विभिन्ना नासावृषिर्यस्य मतं न भिन्नं धर्मस्य तत्त्वं निहितं गुहायां महाजनो येन गतः स पन्थाः. Translation is Divine Grace Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Dry arguments are inconclusive. A great personality whose opinion does not differ from others is not considered a great sage. Simply by studying the Vedas, which are variegated, one cannot come to the right path by which religious principles are understood. The solid truth of religious principles is hidden in the heart of an unadulterated, self-realized person. Consequently, as the Shastras confirm, one should accept whatever progressive path the Mahajanas advocate. Purport, this is the verse spoken by Yudhishthira Maharaja in the Mahabharata Vanaparva 313.117. Hare Krishna.
So finally, we have to follow the Mahajanas. Next one is Sudha Mataji.
Hare Krishna Mataji. Pranam. श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य वाणी अमृतेर धारा तीनों ये कहे वस्तु से तत्व सारा. Translation by Divine Grace Srila Prabhupada ki jai. The words of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu are a shower of nectar. Whatever he concludes to be the ultimate truth is indeed the sum and bonum of all spiritual knowledge. Thank you, Mataji.
Shobha Mataji.
Hare Krishna Mataji, Dandavad Pranam. Krishna's Kaviraj Goswami ki jai. Yehi sabha vrithanta suni Maharashya Brahmana Prabhu re kahite chuke Karila Ghamana. Synonymous translation by A.C. Bhaktivedanta Prabhupada, Srila Prabhupada. After hearing all these statements, the Maharashtriya Brahmana very jubilantly went to inform Lord Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu.
So now what is this? Prakasha and the Saraswati is talking about the different philosophy and all that is happening. So Maharashtrian Brahmana is hearing, and he is like Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's part, you know. He had come here, he heard everything, now he is going to inform to Mahaprabhu. Radhika Mataji.
Hare Krishna Mataji.
Hare Krishna.
Hena kale Mahaprabhu Panchanati Snanakari Dekite Chal Liya Hena Bindu Madhava Hari. Hare Krishna. Translation. When the Maharashtra Brahmana went to see Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, the Lord was going to the temple of Bindu Madhava after bathing in the waters of Pancha Nada.
So Panchanada he got, and he has gone to Bindu Sarovar because he is in Varanasi. So he was going to take darshan of Bindu Madhava.
Thank you, Mataji. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Padma Mataji.
Hare Krishna Mataji. Adi se viprasabha Pritanta kahila Suni Mahaprabhu Sukhe Isatha Sila. Translation by Srila Prabhupada ki jai. While the Lord was on his way, the Maharashtrian Brahmana informed him about the incident that took place in the camp of Prakashananda Saraswati. Hearing this, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu smiled happily.
So he is going to temple that, and the Brahmana is also going and telling all those stories that Prakash is telling about the Mayavadi philosophy he was emphasizing. No? So he told, and Mahaprabhu simply smiled. Shameshwari Mataji.
CC Madhya 25.62. माधव सौंदर्य देखी आविष्ट हिला अनंगने ते असी प्रेमे नाची ते लागेला. Translation by Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Upon reaching the temple of Bindu Madhava, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, seeing the beauty of Lord Bindu, Mataji, can you please scroll?
Yeah. We are seeing the beauty of Lord Bindu Madhava. Second. Beauty of Lord Bindu Madhava became overwhelmed in ecstatic love.
Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, seeing the beauty of Lord Bindu Madhava, became overwhelmed in ecstatic love. He then began to dance in the courtyard of the temple. Thank you, Mataji. Hare Krishna.
Now Padma Mataji.
Mataji, who is Bindu Madhava?
Bindu Madhava is Lord Vishnu only.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, Lord Vishnu. Yes,
Okay,
Padma
Krishna
Mataji.
Mataji. Yeah. Shekhara Paramananda.
One second.
Should I read or no?
Yes, 63.
Yeah. Shekhara Paramananda Tapana
Right here.
Sanatana Chari Jana Mili Kare Nama Sankirtana. The translation by Prabhupada ki jai. There were 4 people accompanying Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, and these were Chandrasekhara, Paramananda Puri, Tapana Mishra, and Sanatana Goswami. They were all chanting the Hare Krishna Maha Mantra in the following way.
Sudha Mataji.
Thank you, Mataji.
Hare Krishna Mataji. Pranam.
Sudha.
Hare Namah Krishna Yadavaya Namah Gopala Govinda Rama Shri Madhusudana. Translation by Divine Srila Prabhupada ki jai. They chanted Hare Hare Namah Krishna Yadavaya Namah Gopal Govinda Ram Shri Madhusudana. Purport. This is another way of chanting the Hare Krishna Mahamantra. The meaning is as follows. I offer my respectful obeisances unto the Supreme Personality of Godhead, Krishna. He is the descendant of the Yadu family. Let me offer my respectful obeisances unto Gopala, Govinda, Rama, and Sri Madhusudana.
This Hari Haraya Krishna we have in our artis also. No, sometimes devotees when they're singing, either Mangala Arti or Rajbhoga Arti, whichever Arti, towards the end, sometimes devotees, the singer leads this also Hari Haraya Nama Krishna Yadavaya. Oh, now it is now Lalita Mataji, no?
Yes, Mataji.
Yes.
Hare Krishna.
Yes.
चौधि केते लक्ष लोक बले हरि हरि कुटिल मंगल ध्वनि स्वर्ग मर्त्य भरी. Translation by Divine Krishna Prabhupada, Srila Prabhupada ki jai. In all directions, hundreds of thousands of people began to chant Hari Hari. Thus there arose a tumultuous and auspicious sound filling the entire universe.
So these 5 people are singing, that time all people around are also singing. Uma Mataji.
हरे कृष्ण माता निखटे हरि ध्वनि सुनी प्रकाशानंदा देखीते कौतुके ऐला नाना शिष्य वृंदा. Translation by A.T. Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada ki jai. When Prakashananda Saraswati, who was staying nearby, heard this tumultuous chanting of the Hare Krishna Mahamantra, he and his disciples immediately came to see the Lord.
Super, now the story begins. Sudha Mataji.
Hare Krishna Mataji Pranam. Nikate Hari देखिया प्रभुरा नृत्य प्रेमा देहेरा माधुरी शिष्य गण संगे सेई भले हरि हरि. Translation by Divine Srila Prabhupada ki jai. When Prakashananda Saraswati saw the Lord, he and his disciples also joined the chanting with Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Prakashananda Saraswati was charmed by the Lord's dancing and ecstatic love and by the transcendental beauty of his body.
Immediately Prakashananda Saraswati was captured by the beauty and elegance of Lord Chaitanya. Lalita Mataji.
Hare Krishna Mataji. Kampaswara bhanga sweda Vaivarnya stamba Ashrudharaya Vijay Loka Paulaka Kadamba. Translation by Divine Krishna Prabhupada, Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Ecstatic spiritual transformations began to take place in the Lord's body. His body trembled and his voice faltered. He perspired, turned pale, and wept a constant flow of tears, which wet all the people standing there. The eruptions on the Lord's body appeared like Kadamba flowers.
So he was completely in ecstasy. All the 8 ecstatic symptoms appeared on the Lord's body. And all the people around were so fortunate to see that. And Prakashananda Saraswati, apparently the most Mayavadi philosopher, the head of the Mayavadi philosophy, he also got a chance to see, and he was completely captured by the Lord's ecstatic emotions. So with that, we stop here. Thank you very much. ग्रंथराज श्री चैतन्य चरितामृत की जय, श्रील प्रभुपाद की जय। पांचा कल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपा सिन्धुभ्येव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः। अनंत कोटि वैष्णव वृंद की जय, श्रील प्रभुपाद की जय।
Thank you,
Thank you,
हरे
Mataji. Hare
कृष्णा।
Krishna.
दंडवत
Hare
दंडवत।
Krishna Mataji. Thank you, Mataji. Hare
हरे
Krishna.
कृष्णा।